Hi, this is Lara from Elliott Wave Forex with your free US dollar index Elliott Wave analysis for the New York trading session dated 1st of June. And New York's been closed now, quite a long time. Before we jump into today's analysis, I've got a new banner picture up today on Elliott Wave Forex. This is my local spot just down the road. The photo doesn't show you, but it's very cold, it's wintry, but there are still waves. Okay, starting the analysis with a look at an historical chart. We'll just go back 3 years. We had a 5 waves down for a primary degree. This is primary degree down here, this maroon colour, primary degree C, followed by 5 waves up for wave 1, starting with a really nice leading contracting diagonal here, little ABC for 2, strong 3, this is what I mean by third waves being the best trading opportunities. A short brief deep 4 and a little 5, followed by an expanded flat correction, A, B, C. It's an expanded flat because B reaches beyond the start of A, and A is obviously a 3-wave structure. Calls for an completed with a wave C that reached significantly comfortably beyond the end of A, which is what wave C and expanded flats tend to do. So we've had a primary 1, primary 2, and we're working now on a primary 3 to the upside. We've had a 5 waves up for 1, a brief little 3 waves down for 2, and we're working on now a 5 waves up for wave 3 black. Targets for the upside for the dollar. Primary wave 3 will equal wave 1 in length when the dollar gets up to 91.91. However, it's more likely that that third wave is going to be longer, and our next upside target will be about 102.87. This is what I mean by third waves often being longer. Compare the length of this with the length of this. Often third waves are significantly longer. Taking you now to an hourly chart, a daily, just for the last 6 months, where this blue 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is this blue 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here's our recent dollar rises with 5 waves up for an intermediate wave 1, very nicely contained in a trend channel drawn using Elliott's channeling technique. A brief little ABC correction down for black wave 2. I've placed A here, not here, very carefully because B is an expanded flat. This is where our 5 waves for A ended. Thereafter we've had a 1, 2, a long expanded 3, and we're still working on 4 to the downside. After yesterday's strong upwards movement from the dollar, which was unexpected according to my wave count, I've had to thoroughly reanalyze this recent movement. And it looks like I'm going to go back to my wave count that I was working with a couple of weeks ago. It looks like the dollar is still in wave 4 at blue or minor degree, and we're seeing an A, B, C, either an expanded flat correction or possibly a running triangle. Both expanded flats and running triangles call for B waves that end beyond the start of A, and in this case we've got a new high for the dollar, so this wave B has reached beyond the start of this wave A. So we've got either an expanded flat or a triangle occurring. We can probably contain it within a double wide parallel trend channel now. This is probably going to be fairly useful and may give us guidance to where this 4th wave at blue or minor degree is probably going to end up. This lower black trend line is probably going to provide some support for any further downwards movement. I've drawn this trend channel first with a line from 1 to 3, a parallel copy. I've placed it on this low here, which also coincides nicely here, and then created another parallel copy and placed it the same width and distance away. Taking you now to an hourly chart for the last 10 days, where this pink A and B is this pink A down here and B up here, and here's the top of wave 3 blue is just off to the left of the chart, just about 4 bars off to the left. So we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves for A, 3 waves for B, 5 waves for C, a 5, 3, 5 zigzag for A pink, followed by a 5, 3, 5 zigzag again for wave B pink. We've got a nice 5 waves here for A, 5 waves here for this A, an obvious 3 for B, and an ending contracting diagonal for wave C orange to end this B green here. The only piece of this wave count that I don't like is this piece of movement here. It has a pretty good 3-wave look, but it's necessary to counter, and it is possible to counter as a 5-wave look. I think that's being a little bit elastic with the rules. I've seen the dollar do this before though, so everything else with this wave count works really well, and it looks really good at the daily chart level. So I'm going to leave this one piece here that's not entirely satisfactory. I'm counting it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First waves can often be really short. I don't really like doing that there though. Thereafter, if we've got this A, exaggerated 3 waves for B, which has reached beyond the start of A, then we should be looking at some strong downwards movement for the dollar and a 5-wave structure, a 3-wave structure most likely to the downside for wave C pink. If it unfolds as a 5-wave structure, then we could very well be looking at an expanded flat, and if we see any movement below this point here, 85.18, then we're looking at an expanded flat for the dollar. If it moves below 85.18, expect it to keep going down, and our invalidation point to the downside then is 82.05. Just take you back to the daily. If on its way down it moves past this point here, expect it to keep going down, but it should not reach all the way down to this point here, 82.05. If, however, downwards movement ends before it reaches a new point below here, 85.18, and turns around and moves back up, then we're looking at a triangle, and we're going to see some further up, down, sideways movement for quite a few days yet. So that's my dollar analysis for you for the New York trading session dated 1st of June. I hope everyone out there is having a most awesome day.